words he speaks are true. We're our humanary stew. We don't pledge allegiance to the Black Widow. The horror that he'll bring, the horror of his sting, the unholiest of kings, the Black Widow.
Hello and welcome to the newest episode of the Spider's Parlor. I am the Spider. Tonight we continue our next step down the road of Alice's great history. We're going to do a triple review tonight. I'm trying to keep these kind of even, doing things either in pairs or, well, there's a logic to my madness, so just bear with me. Okay, last time we began Alice's solo career with Welcome to My Nightmare and Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. Tonight, we begin with Lace and Whiskey. It's a very unique concept. Alice decided to create another character. We've had Stephen, now we are introduced to the world's greatest detective gumshoe named Maurice Escargot. You're probably wondering, where did that name come from? Well, Alice was good friends with Peter Sellers from the Pink Panther, and that, you know, they were friends and everything, and I believe, if I remember correctly from Alice's biography, Golf Monster, that is where the name came from. But nonetheless, Maurice was he was supposed to be of that old vintage silver screen type of detective that you saw in movies and such, and that's where the name and the stage persona came into play, which ironically Alice's stage show that come into this, he called it the King of the Silver Screen Tour. The whole thing was built like a giant TV. They would, do stunts and stuff in the TV set that was the stage, and they would actually have commercials for random things. And not a lot of footage is actually out there of that concert, sadly. But Alice was at his most drunkenness, sadly. What footage has been shown, Alice is, you can tell there's some moments of slurring his words. It's not a pretty sight. But he'd get better before he got worse again. And then better for good. And for the record, he kicked his alcoholism in September of '83 and has never looked back. So I'm very proud of him. From this album, another million-hit single was created, You and Me, which he sang romantically to Miss Piggy on The Muppet Show. Yes, he did. You and Me is one that a lot of people I read about that are Alice Cooper fans will use as the song they get married to. I always said that would be something I would maybe do. Doubt I'd be able to convince her to do it, but anyway. Nonetheless, they also, It's Hot Tonight, which has been the opener for his psychodrama tour for the last couple years. Very cool song, which he brought back for the first time in years at the Brutal Planet tour. It's hot tonight, too hot for talking, damn hot tonight. It's just a very cool song. Excuse me. Then the title track, Lace and Whiskey. I found them running in circles, lost and half insane, and I need a cure sometimes to knock out the pain. It sounds like a little more biographical thing. Road Rats, used for the movie with Alice and Meatloaf in it, called Roadie. Road Rats was Alice's tribute to all the people that helped put together the show. And then you got Damned If You Do. A little quirky song, but all in all not bad. King of the Silver Screen, really like that one. it's him talking about his fantasies of dueling with, King Kong, and he could be Greta Garbo, even. I mean, he talks about all these, old school actors and characters. Ubangi Stomp is one of the ones that most fans like to bash. It's very weird. It really doesn't fit with Alice, but because it's so weird, I think that's why it does fit with Alice. You just have to hear this one. One of my favorites that Alice actually himself has said that he doesn't like is No More Love at Your Convenience, and there is a video for this. I never wrote those songs, and my God, they close out the album. Lace and Whiskey was like I said, it has some definite merit to it, but it was definitely a change in direction for Alice. And then in the fall of '77, Alice was then admitted into an insane asylum. He was the only one in there though for alcohol, as the story goes. Everyone else was in there for like killing their grandmother and like making a pie out of her. But before he went inside, he gave us his first live album, The Alice Cooper Show.